Choral Insight, stories of choirs. Testimonies of choir directors. Good choir music to enjoy. Choral Insight with Dominic Ansa-Asare. Choral Insight is powered by Mido Productions.
Mido Productions, sound, audio, and video.
What is sound from a Ghana-made organ? And that is what we are talking about this week. A young man, a Ghanaian, a business student who really has mastered the craft of developing, in fact, manufacturing church organs to compete with the likes of the Albons and the Viscounts and the Content and the Johannes. When I come back, I have a lot to tell you about Samuel Kofi. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Getting quality sound in your church is not always about spending. It is about understanding what the equipment that you have purchased can produce for you. As I move across the country and beyond, I've realized that many churches have invested heavily in equipment, yet they are not getting the output that they desire. My name is Dominic Ansa-Asare, and I am the Chief Executive of Mido Productions, and I'm also the Principal for Music Solutions School. I'm organizing my first Sound Management Masterclass, and I invite your technicians and all technicians watching me to attend this masterclass.
Date 9th and 10th December 2019. Venue MSS opposite Fountain Head School, Sakumono Estate. Fee 300 per head for 2 days. This covers certificates, learning materials, and food. Terms and conditions apply. To register, send your details to smmc.mss1@gmail.com. You can make payment by cash or through MSS bank details. For further information, call 0303 400 435 or 0242 548 796.
See you on the 9th and 10th of December. Welcome back. My shirt is by courtesy of Kweku's Outlook in Kumasi. Kweku has been sewing beautiful dresses for individuals and for choirs. And I believe that if you have a need, just speak to him. His number is on the screen and you can give him a call. Today, I have a young man who is unique in many, many, many ways. Well, I would want to say that inside him and out, he is a business student. And I don't think that he has veered off from business because he has rather entered a unique market where he has competitive advantage, in my opinion. Why do I say that? Because there is no church organ manufacturer in Ghana, and all other organs we have are imported. This is the only one that you can find on the Ghanaian market that is made from the soil of Ghana. Sammy, you're welcome to my show.
Thank you. What's up, Mido?
So, what has been your music career before you got into, the making of organs?
Okay. First of all, to thank you for having me on your set. And music. I think right from birth, because my father used to play. He is an organist himself, but for some reason he never taught me. So what he says is I will usually go to the keyboard, do my thing with it, but for some reason I could play. I could identify this as do, this is re, mi.
Right. And when did you get, if you like my word, when did you get into Methodism?
I think it's something born within. My mom is a Methodist.
Okay.
My grandpa, my uncles,
so
all
when
of
you
them.
started playing for another church,
Yes.
when did you start playing for the Methodist church?
I think at age 11,
So which church was this?
It was St. Paul Methodist Cathedral.
Okay, and you have been there ever since,
Ever
or you
since.
have moved?
Ever since.
How many years now?
It's been 19 years now.
Wow, you've been really loyal to St. Paul's.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they appreciate your presence.
Yes. Lots.
Yes. My hit question to you is that we hear organ. In fact, anytime we see the black and white, keys, people would say organ. People even don't know the difference between a piano and an organ and a keyboard. Yeah. And yet you say now you are manufacturing organs. What's the relevance of the organ vis-a-vis the keyboard that is cheap that any church can afford? What's the relevance of what you're doing?
The organ is really relevant in the sense that the organ is, how should I put it, an orchestral console. You have reeds, you have pipes, you have flutes, everything.
But you can mix on the Yamaha PSR as well.
But for the Yamaha PSR, you are restricted. There's a constraint because you don't have access to pedal.
Okay.
You don't have access to toe studs, and at most, you can only mix 2 tones. Take a look at this. You have about 100 tones to mix.
Okay.
So would you want to limit yourself to just 2 tones when you can actually get the original sound of a pipe?
But some of the tones are already pre-mixed.
Well, but
and
they wouldn't be the same.
I mean, I'm not up there to see you playing with your feet, as it were. It is just the sound, so I can sing. So once I hear it, I'm fine.
Well, but for you to have, there are some things which are standard. If you go to a church, let's say if you're having a car, you must definitely have a steer, have accelerators and everything, you have your seats. Going to a church, tabletops are, I wouldn't say, a standard form of having a church.
Viewers, if Sam Kofi really means what he's saying, let's have him at the organ. Let's see what he can do. We'll be right back. Earlier on, you told us that you have been a church organist. Are there any projects, any organ works, any accompaniments that you have done that you can mention for viewers to know?
So far, I made one for whole diocesan choir, if I can recall. And
Whole Anglican.
Anglican, yes.
Right.
Then I think Brad Jesus Hall, I played a role in the bass. And I have my singing band. We have about 4 albums now.
Okay.
And
you played
everything
for them.
was crafted. I think I am basically the producer.
I see.
So, yeah, that's all I can recall for now.
Okay, that's powerful. I have seen, I have watched, I've heard you talk, I have met you at programs. You seem to have passion for what you're doing. What's the dream, behind Olive Organs?
Our mission is towards building a high-quality organ by providing quality software, hardware, electronics, and casework. Then our main motive is to establish an orchestral music school by 2030. That's where I want to get to.
I know we have the Viscounts, we have the Albons, we have the Johannus, and I even heard of Content. And you are introducing, all those are exotic brands, and you are introducing Olive. How do you position your brand to these tried and tested brands within the churches?
Well, they are basically doing the same thing. Others are using the technology, because physics technology, so they sample their tunes to make it sound like the pipe organ. But mine has a competitive edge because this is the actual pipe organ elsewhere. Just name a pipe organ else. Perhaps you have an English organ. We have a Hereford Cathedral. This very one is located in the Netherlands. It's the same sample set, the same sound you're hearing in that auditorium. That's what we have here. But
don't you think that your sound is limited by the kind of output, the kind of speakers, the kind of environment?
Not at all.
The kind of space, assuming that this is your showroom, and the sound we get here, don't you think it is affected by the acoustics here as against the acoustics you find in the church that you're talking about?
Not at all. You see, this one has a capability, we call it convolution. You know, the white, before they build their church, they take into consideration the acoustics. So usually they build it to suit the church. And they've made this one in such a way that if it has this number of pillars, Methodists, you always get pillars, a lot of pillars in the church. So the kind of resonance it creates, they will tell you, okay, if it's creating this sort of resonance, put it at maybe 12 seconds, put it at 15 seconds, or maybe 6 seconds. And you get the same feel like that of a cathedral. So yeah, for the other ones, I don't think they have that. They use reverb, but reverb is not the same as convolution.
Would you agree that they are cousins?
Yeah, somehow. Because you're trying to imitate, but you are not it.
It's a bold step to be able to actually design and put together an organ like this. And on this show, there is a very big man who calls himself Little. In fact, the full name is Joseph Maxwell Osei Little. And the reason why I say he's a big man is that we have very few people in Ghana holding ABRSM diploma in organ. So if you would want to hear some organ music, at this very moment, I present to you Little. I know that organs come in manuals, and earlier on I asked you about this keyboard thing, and we have the keyboard having just one manual. Yours is having about 4 manuals.
Yes.
And there are names, and I'm sure that they are not given just for fun. Would you want to educate us on why a particular manual has that name and what it is used for?
First of all, the Proscudeo series are the 4 manual series, and they come with the solo division, the swell division, the great division, the choir, where others call it positive, and we have the pedal division. So, for instance, with the choir division, assuming the choir is singing alone, or they are maybe singing an introit, it would be recommended to play here.
And when the congregation is singing, where do you play?
That's you play it on the great, because that one is very loud, very, very loud. And the swell divisions have the nicest of all stops. That's where you get all these, I would say, romantic voices from. So it's very soothing. Then the solo stops have the trumpets. Yeah, that's what the organ works. And yeah, so basically, and the pedal division is for the bass. And this is what sets this apart from our tabletops.
From the tabletops.
Yeah, tabletops don't have access to all of these. We're singing, Now Thank We All Our God. The first stanza is usually loud, very loud. You can play it on the great.
Okay.
The second stanza can be soft. You can play it on the choir.
Okay.
Let's say you have maybe only sopranos singing. You can equally play it on the swell, because that's where you get all the soothing voices from.
Right.
Then perhaps you want to play the last stanza where all of them are singing in unison. Again, we have another swell shoe. We call it crescendo or tutti. Once you step on the crescendo, it selects a variety of stops together, makes it very loud. You won't get this on a tabletop.
I know that organs, usually they will have models or series and things like that. Since you have begun manufacturing, do you also have, lines?
Yes.
I know sometimes you have for family or for home.
Yeah, home organs.
Or you may have them for concerts or for hymns or for classical work. So can you explain what series you have?
Okay, at the moment we have 3 series, namely SKT series, SKT, then SKP.
Are there any special reasons between the SKT, SKA?
Let me use, for instance, the P.
Right.
Proskuneo. The meaning is to exalt Jesus. So SK is simply my initials, Samuel Kofi. And since this instrument will be used to praise God, it's my way of saying, I exalt you, Jesus.
Powerful.
So
that's SKP series. Okay. But technically, the SKP series is designed for who?
Yeah, it's a 4 manual. It's a 4 manual.
So
for
any
churches,
SKP series you would find out will be 4 manual.
Yeah, it's for basically churches.
Okay.
Churches, those who want to do organ works, you have theaters. And to be called a virtuoso organist, you must be playing from 4 manual upwards.
Okay. Okay.
Then we have the SKA. That one, we have it in
what is the name between?
Agaleo, to jump for joy. Also to exalt Jesus. It's the same line. The same line. So that one is a 3 manual. And we have the least of all, that one is the home organ. That's SKA2000.
That's a home organ.
That one is a home organ, a 3 manual version of a home organ. Then we have the church series, which is SKA 4000 and 3000.
So anytime you see an SKA, it's a 3 manual organ.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Anytime you see an SKP, it's a 4 manual organ.
Yes.
Good. And then which one is the last?
SKT. That's the 2 manual version.
Okay, so the T stands for?
Thrambo. They are Greek words. Yeah, that's
and the meaning of the triangle.
The same, to shout for joy.
We have heard the sound of olive organ. How many years have you started this mission?
Okay. Olive Organs is close to 2 years. I think it's 1.5 years.
Okay.
But I think Olive Organs actually started way back 2016 or 2017. Because then getting the capital to start it up was difficult. It was proving difficult. And thanks to this man, Ninoy Hansen of Emmanuel Methodist, he actually wanted to buy a church organ for his church. So he consulted me and I was like, you know what, I can put it up together, but I have not mastered on the amplification, the sound. I am not really good at it. I am now coming to learn. So he was like, you know what, let's do it anyhow you can.
What have been the challenges as you try to come out with an organ brand in Ghana?
Well, already there's a syndrome in Ghana. They don't believe in their own. Even after testing it and everything, they'll still go back and it's like they don't believe it. But trust me, I had to travel outside and learn it from this man, thanks to him, Nigel Stark. He took me in as if I was his son and gave me all his ideas. He's in the UK, Stamford.
He didn't mind that probably you were going to compete with him.
Not at all.
All too soon, we come to an end of yet another edition of Choral Insight with Dominic Ansa-Asare. If you have a child who has a dream, support him or her. Don't force them to become what they were not created to become. The story of Sam Kofi, for me, is a success. Somebody who studied business and has decided to get into the business of selling organs. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to study administration and end up in a corporate office before you can realize the application of administration. And so he's gotten it spot on. Today, Samuel Kofi is providing organs for homes, as you can see me in somebody's house. And he's providing organs for churches, doing business with church organs. And I believe that your story can also be unique if you have the right support, you have the tenacity of purpose, and you stay glued to your dream and your passion. I'm sure that your story will be told one day. Until I come your way next week, this has been Bye from Choral Insight from Dominic Ansa-Asare. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Choral Insight, stories of choirs. Testimonies of choir directors. Good choir music to enjoy. Choral Insight with Dominic Ansa-Asare. Choral Insight is powered by Mido Productions.
Mido Productions, sound, audio, and video.